welcome back, you connoisseurs of the glue vapor, I guess you could say. So I've got a little bit of an update for what I think is probably the funnest part that I've had with this build so far, and something that I've been really energized with working on, the exhausts. Because the way that the F4 Phantom has their exhausts is pretty dang cool with the exposed metal and all the burnt effects and all the things that happen with that weathering wise. And so very much looking forward to this process. So what I've done is I've done a little bit of research, looking at some pictures online, trying to look at what other people have been doing, and also what do these birds actually look like in the real world, and try to replicate that. So one thing that somebody has done is they have these little, put like 1mm strips along the fuselage lines, and so putting them in here, putting them one at a time, and kind of make the stripe effect like that you see on some of the birds in real life, and it was kind of cool. So I tried that, and here's the result of that. As you can see, it very much looks striped. It was very stark, and it just didn't work right. So decided to go back and try to tone it down a bit. Still wasn't working quite right. So I said, well, it looks like in the real world they're not perfectly super straight lines and everything. It's a little bit more natural, and to be honest, I'm not sure how it actually happens in real life. If somebody knows that, please put into the chat. But I'm not even sure how that actually happens. What's actually happening there? Is there a ripple effect? Is it some structure to the metal? I don't know. So that's a curiosity. But from what I've been seeing with the pictures, there is some kind of natural lines to it and not man-made lines, you could say. So what I did is I grabbed my Sotar and made some very fine lines with it. And so that's where we got into here that you can see. And I thought it looked quite a bit more realistic. So the next step that we got into is try to make some of the burnt effects and everything that we have to it. And so I grabbed a couple of different colors of brown, and a lot of them were Luftwaffe colors that you just kind of had lying around. And so I was using those, and then to simulate it kind of chipping off and flaking off, and because you kind of cakes on but then flakes off. So I grabbed into my fiberglass brush and just kind of scraped away a little bit at it and exposed kind of these fasteners or whatever you want to, whatever they're supposed to be called, I don't know, but kind of scrape away at those areas and create, there could be even, might even do a little bit more if it's not too solidified, but in certain areas to just kind of wear it away and have it give that chipping effect to it. So that is where we are at with it. Might do a little bit, I've seen where you get into, for whatever reason, there's a line right along in there of it being darker metal from something. I've seen some things that are interesting where the putty, they use some high temperature putty that's going into there. That kind of is a curiosity that we'll get into that. So I might do some things with that. But otherwise, other things failed to mention. So I used the Agrax, or no, Nuln oil. Weird names that they have for the Citadel. So grab my Nuln oil. No, sorry, wrong one. Nuln oil. And so I gave it a wash and let it kind of pool in certain areas. And that kind of added some intrigue to the metal as well. And once the whole thing is going to be built, we're going to get into just your standard oils and put in some washes into there. So that's where we get into there. So with that, I'm with the actual exhaust turkey feathers, whatever you call them. I'm playing around still with these, and I've put in all this. I've been playing around with Tamiya's LP paints, and they've been pretty amazing, but the colors are a little bit weird. But gunmetal and silver, kind of getting into different mixes of these, have been really good. I also grabbed this light gunmetal, but it's been weird because, and you can kind of see it's got a little bit of a red tint to it, which can be cool, but it's also not exactly what I'm looking for. But that's been interesting. So most of what I've been doing is just full gunmetal, silver, different variations in there to create that variety with those streaks. So is the paint that I've been using with that, and so far everything with the LP series has been amazing. I'll show you guys with the car that I built with, we've been working on just to try it out. The red paint for it was amazing, and then just using their clear of it and flooding it with with leveling thinner. Oh man, I'm not a car guy, but it turned out great. So I'll have a little mini video of that coming up. But this is what I'm working on with the exhaust. Not sure what I think of it. I'm gonna have to add some contrast with some whites in there, and more panel wash in there. A few things in to just give it the right look. And I need to do a little bit more experimentation and looking with how the real thing works, so how they actually look in the real world. But the combination where it's at is still pretty cool. So I would be a-okay with it where it's at right now, but got to step it up a little bit more. So that's that. The only other thing is the intakes, which it's really going to be hard. I'm going to see if I can, yeah, no. I'll have to get like a flashlight or show you it. But the insides of the intakes, super easy with this. Just minimal cleanup. And the way they join has been fantastic. So not much drama putting the pieces together. Actually, I need to put a little bit of glue or something for some of the joints, but the joints have been pretty good. I think this part is my fault for sanding a little bit more, but otherwise the joints are pretty good. I'm gonna have to do just minimal cleanup on those. One thing that's also helped with that is I've been using these glass files and using that to clean up, because these Tamiya parts are just so fantastically engineered, so precise. If you use something like this to just get down the nub and everything, they should fit perfect. And so that's what I'm finding with a lot of these parts, where don't do any over sanding or anything. If you use something like this to just get down that sprue gate nub, it'll work out really well. So that is where we're at. Don't need to do too much more other than work on the fiddly bits of the landing gear and the bottom and all those stores. And I'll show you the progress. I'm going to have these with the wings folded up, which have its own little perplexity that I've been hearing about that I'm going to have to show you guys on the next video. But otherwise, I'm pretty satisfied with the way that exhaust turned out. Maybe I'll do a little bit more fiddling around with it as I go, just poking it a little bit with that fiberglass brush and go from there. But hopefully you learn from that and can apply it to your build. But I can't say enough gorgeous, amazing things about this kit. Very much kit of the year. It's been amazing. Oh, before I forget, all right, we haven't talked about this. I forgot to grab these. So with the horizontal stabilizers, elevators, there's some interesting things that happen to these. And so what I did is I did more of just a standard LP11 on the bottom. And then I used some masking fluid. Winder's going out of business, but this is some good stuff. A lot of this similar stuff will work. And put that along certain joints with those rivets, and then painted on a mix that's darker with the gunmetal over it, and then peeled it off. Also used kind of some marbling effects to the rear portion of it. And then when you look at the bottom, expect it to be quite a bit more dirty since it's coming into contact with the jet exhaust. So I did that, but then I also have some brown, and I'm probably going to play a little bit more with this to kind of get some of this to chip off just right. And have just the right effect. See, when I get pleased with how that looks, I need to add a little more back to it, but I like having this as kind of an eraser for some of the chipping. Yeah, I don't know. Probably need to add some more to that. So I'm going to do some playing around, but that's where this is at. So you can see the different variety where it's at with there. Yet again, something I've seen on the real bird, but why it's there? It's also a good question. I have no clue. But that's where we're looking at with our elevators here. And so those have been pretty fun as well. But I'm going to do some more work and figure out some other tips and tricks with this. But cool, that should do it. So I'll see you on the next round.